Welcome to Red Lotus Life. We are so excited about this series that we're doing in Say Yes to Soul. It's all about wealth consciousness. And today we're taking this discussion deeper. We're talking about when life is organized around survival. So we're going to take it deeper here. If you haven't checked out the other videos, go check them out because we kind of are, explain all of it there. But here we're going to be talking about like if your life is organized around survival, the body knows how to hold pressure versus peace. And this is something that I like. I actually, as I was contemplating and preparing for this, I'm like, oh yeah, this is something that I resonate with a lot. And an example of this is like when ease feels suspicious. So,
Mm.
how are you doing with this one, Sara?
I'm doing well with this one. This is one that I've had in my awareness for a bit and have been consciously working on this pattern because um, I have my experience has been that I've my entire life has been organized around survival. And I think in some ways, that is true for society, generally speaking, not only due to conditioning from childhood, but also just conditioning from the expectation of production, the expectation of doing more, being a representation of your worthiness. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. But what I really love about this conversation is that where we've been creating the awareness that we are actually organizing around survival, and then now moving into like how do we actually expand our capacity to hold. So yeah, what are your thoughts there?
Well, I always love it when we're preparing for what we're getting ready to move into, right? Because then it is so again, just hyper aware of like, at first I was like, I don't do that. I mean, I guess I might do that a little bit. I think about it going, oh yeah, I can like we talk about dopamine hits. We have that whole digital detox program we did, right? So I could see that like, and then I went, wow, life, huh? Life being organized around survival. And then I went, oh, yeah, that happens every single day. It definitely happens as we're feeling into like, where's our capacity right now for wealth, right?
Hmm.
Wealth in all the areas of our life, starting with the physical body. So that has been super fun um, to just notice where every single day that we all might be doing that. And that can look like so many things. But today we're going to focus on where ease actually feels suspicious. And so like
Yeah.
where are we going like where do we get presented with these opportunities to receive? And
Hmm.
then we don't quite take it because ooh, what's going on there? There's got to be a catch. Like it can't be that easy, right? Ease can't be that easy. And so whenever I was contemplating it, I came up with like, oh yeah, I have a great example. But I'd love to hear you look like you were getting ready to say something. So what did that bring up for you?
Yeah, I love this question about where does where does ease feel suspicious? Because that for me brings up a multitude of examples and just being in that survival. And let's see, what words do I want to use here? For me, it's always like I expect things to come easily to some extent, but when it does, it's surprising and it is kind of like, oh wow, that was way too easy. But the other thing is where is it coming from? Do we have an attachment to where we're receiving? And it's almost like, can you soften into those places where you don't expect to receive from and ease into those places rather than receiving from a place of survival? Are you picking up what I'm putting down?
hmm I am. And I'm telling you it, and this is what I love about it because the unconscious imprint that I discovered that I'm going to give as an example is like, oh yeah, like unconsciously we don't soften into that. We expect it, and we get this is why we talk about how wealth is not a mindset, right?
Hmm.
Because like you can think that all day long. We teach it, we preach it, we do all the things. But then
Yeah.
whenever we actually look at, okay, so where are we blocking it? You know, and you going, can we soften into that? Can we lean into that? Like, are we attached to where it's coming from?
Hmm.
Yeah, and that's what I love about this work as a spiral prac is that we go to the unconscious root of why we resist that and why it actually feels like suspicious.
Yeah. And sometimes it feels suspicious because it comes from a place that feels like chaos. It feels like it's coming from a place that is chaotic. And so for me, I'm actually just now, right now, this very moment, realizing that that is a pattern. I can receive all day long, every day. I can manifest all day long, every day. And yet it always comes with chaos.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you about it since you're like, oh, I'm connected. I'm seeing it's a pattern right now. So
Yeah.
let me ask you this. All right. So you're seeing it comes with chaos because
Hmm.
you are really great at manifesting. Like we all are. You're
Yeah.
specifically, though, you're a manifesting generator. So you are
Yeah.
really good at it. Once you get the clarity, it's like, boom, it happens. And then I know you so well. We did this in the last episode actually, but I think it's funny because I'm like, I know you so well. I can literally see where you don't soften into it when it comes. Like you say you need something,
Hmm.
it comes right away. And then you're like, I could do it on
Yeah.
my own.
And that again, that comes with that worthiness piece, that we were also talking about in the previous episode. And that comes along with like you have to feel worthy to be able to receive with ease. But if the projection is that you're receiving because you're not worthy, then that's a completely and totally different story, right? So, oh, this is a convoluted rabbit hole, Lori.
It is.
Because
Do you mind?
I've been journeying. I actually um ever since the past couple of days we've been having a conversation around this, and it's been in my awareness, and it's like, well, can I soften into it, or is it safe to? Is it unsafe to? And my go-to is it's not safe. But why? What's the root of that? Okay, go ahead. Your
Well, can
turn.
I share mine?
Yeah.
And maybe you'll start to go, oh, uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, so whenever I was preparing for this and going, okay, ease being suspicious, like why would there be an unconscious conditioning around that? Where would that have come from for me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with this, when we're talking about ease, feeling suspicious, this is when we have the conditional gifts that we were given. So like
Mm-hmm.
we did a whole episode on this actually,
Mm-hmm.
what, like a year and a half ago or something. So it's like when you receive conditional gifts, when there's strings attached to the
Yeah.
gifts or whatever it is, it's used against you later. Like in any other situation, it's actually used against you because you actually received whatever it was. And I say
Mm-hmm.
you meaning the collective, right? Like so, everybody just think about this: the
Mm-hmm.
different times in your life that you've accepted something, you've received something, and then these things happened. So being used against you, held over your head, having expectations of like, okay, now because you did that, now you have to do that. Or I did this for you. Now you have to do this for me. So being obligated, or even this can look like, because I know that this is something that I'm very conscious about it and I love it about me, but I like it when it's coming from my heart and not coming from um and not a
Expectation.
low yeah not a lower expression of my heart, I guess you could say, or whatever, obligation,
Mm-hmm.
um or I'll just say full on trauma. Like as long as it's not a trauma response, I love this about myself. But when I'm given something, like an example just a quick example of this. I'm going to give a different one about all this other stuff. But like I got jam from my neighbor the other day. She has a like apricot tree or something like that, and she made jam and she gave it. And all I can think about is, oh, what can I give her back? Right? Like so overgiving, like wanting to overgive, that's actually a trauma response if it's not something that you're like, oh, I totally want to do this. And so I had to literally sit with it going, am I overgiving? Is that the trauma response, or do I really want to? And I do. I want to actually make some zucchini bread. So I'm gonna go do that and I'll send it to her.
Mhm.
But my example here of when we were preparing for this is I this yeah, I wanted a cell phone. Okay, I didn't have a cell phone. I was in a pretty controlling relationship. I I wanted one, I didn't have one. I got one. I got one as a gift of, I don't know if it was for my birthday. I can't remember. It was something, but I didn't get the one that I wanted. And it came with conditions around it. And the conditions were it was paid minutes. So I didn't get like unlimited time on it or anything like that. It was paid minutes, very short minutes. I'm talking like for a whole month, it was like 40 or something, like very low minutes, right? So low usage. And I was expected to answer that phone no matter what. Okay, that was the expectations. There was one day that I actually went to the movies. I went to the movies with my mom and my sister, like with some family members and stuff like that. And so we went to the movies and I had left the cell phone in the car. Like, because obviously it's not something that I would take with me. I mean, I'd take it with me, but I'm not going to take it with me inside the movie theater, whatever reason, left it in the car. Um, at that time, the person who gave me that, he had called and I didn't pick up. And there were huge consequences about that. Huge consequences. I'm talking, it was an extreme situation, extreme consequences happened. And that is an example of so I'm always suspicious. I am definitely somebody that's like, oh, like we talk about it. I'm always like, when I get unexpected like refunds or money or this or that, or something gets like ease, right? Like I talked to you about the medical bill that was wrong. And I had
Yeah.
called, I think I talked about it, say a soul or something, but where I didn't have to say anything. I just called and they literally saw it. I didn't even have to say why I was calling. All of a sudden they go, "Ooh, we see something here." And they just did it. I was like, whoa, I didn't even, so surprised, right? So surprised that there was so much ease there. And that's why, because I have experienced so much conditioning around ease in the way
Hmm.
of strings attached, expectations,
Right.
conditioned gifts. I can't just have a cell phone, for in this example. There's you can't just have a cell phone. I'm going to pay for it and there's limited minutes on it that are only for me. And,
Hmm.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It feels like as you're explaining all of that, I can just feel like the bracing that comes with, right? Like it's like the expectation that comes with any gift. And yeah, I have this in my awareness as well. And I wonder too, then again, I can't wait to do the clear and say it's the soul to see what the emotion actually is underneath all of it. But I'm thinking all the way back to childhood, like where is the root of that? Um, I had a memory that just came up just now that I haven't thought about in years. And I feel like that it is relevant, and I don't know how it's relevant specifically yet. Um, and so I'm not going to share it yet. I'm not going to share it yet. But when you think about even when you're talking about the root and where this started in this lifetime, just for an example, it probably started in another lifetime or generationally, right? At least, at least for me. Um, what was it? What were the expectations as a child that came with repercussions when you received?
Oh, yeah. Like we all have it, I feel like, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
things that get taken away from you. You're not being good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Taking that away. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot. It goes deep. I'm excited to see what happens. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
also excited to hear more later if you're willing to share what your memory was.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll probably share it on another episode after I've had a little bit of time to connect the dots because I can't find how it's relevant yet, but I know it is. So,
I love
yeah.
it. So, how does survival affect your relationship with support and receiving? Like when you have that ease of support, you have receiving.
Hmm.
How does survival affect your relationship with support and with receiving?
Okay, so it's really interesting because it's kind of similar to what you were just sharing. And I was thinking about this as I was preparing myself. It really depends on where the receiving is coming from. Because it's real, I have no problem softening into receiving when it is a gift like yours, like it's coming from the heart. It's not coming from a lower expression or a shadow expression or being held over your head or there's an expectation in return. Like I can, it creates the capacity and the spaciousness in the body to be able to lean into it and to be able to receive. And I have that capacity now. But it is when it is the lower expression that I feel the chaos around receiving and the connection to survival.
Hmm.
Even the organization, going back to that topic of
Hmm.
organizing life around survival.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so then it's like even if you think about, okay, if I manifested from this place of projection or from a place where there is a projection being placed upon me, then that's not the highest expression of being able to receive and hold. It's not the highest, the greatest capacity that you're able to receive from. And I wonder if, do you have any thoughts around that? Because, oh my gosh, like this is so in the like the contemplation process.
Oh, it totally is. Like it's crazy.
Uh-huh.
It's so crazy because like I said before we hit record was I have so many examples of this.
Right.
Now that it's in my awareness, I can literally see it. So yeah, it 100% affects your capacity to hold any kind of wealth or abundance or prosperity. I mean, because what happened to me after that, like so how did I organize my life around survival because of the repercussions, right?
Hmm.
Repercussions of me not having the phone on me and answering when he called. I didn't go to the movies. I didn't hang out with my family. I didn't go anywhere where like I full on declined invitations to go places and stuff if I wasn't in a place where I could actually have my cell phone on me and be able to answer in that moment. And then if you look at so funny. I'm like, it's so funny because that was one of the things where I felt free when I was out of that relationship and I was able to get my own cell phone. I was like,
Right.
I want unlimited minutes, please.
Hmm.
You know, I was literally like, I want the unlimited package. I want to be able to do whatever I want with the cell phone.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because around the capacity to hold wealth, it's like um if we, prior to that, just like what you were saying, like prior to, we have to go way back, right? We have to go way back to young. Like think of
Hmm.
babies, right? And it's like when babies haven't, when they just, you give them anything and everything, right? And nothing's been taken away from them yet. So we're talking super young babies. They are just open. They're just open to receiving. We talk about survival, life organized around survival. Like they, even if you think about a baby who's hungry and starts nursing right away, right? And all the things, it's like there's just such this beautiful level of reciprocity when we're talking about when it comes from a heart-centered place that happens when someone is giving and then
Hmm.
also being able to receive. There is none of that suspicion there. There's none of that stuff going on.
Right.
Like it
Hmm.
is full on just receiving. So if we were like, if we didn't have a limiting belief around conditioning, strings attached, things being held against us, being pulled away. I mean, that we're definitely going down a rabbit hole with this because it's like, can you imagine? Like, I can't. It's going to be a whole new reference point. I can't imagine what that is going to be like, which is why this is so exciting.
Hmm. It is exciting. It makes me, so as you were sharing all of that, I was contemplating, or I guess having it in my awareness, like that lower, receiving from a lower vibrational frequency goes back to the difference in the stress point. Is it creating a lower frequency of stress, or is it creating a capacity, or is your receiving from a higher frequency creating the capacity to hold more and also make a different choice? Did that make sense?
Yeah, it did to me because
Okay.
I sit there and I'm like, it all comes down to discernment.
Yes.
And it comes down to like all the tools that we have around discernment and what feels safe, right? What feels
Hmm.
safe and being in the physical body with us, that's what we're working with the physical body here and the physical plane. It's like we're going to be connecting to that reference point in a whole new way
Hmm.
of discernment, which literally goes back to our birthright. Like if you think about like it is our birthright to hold this well, to have the capacity to hold this well. But then, I mean, think about how babies are born. I mean, I don't know about you, but I think when I was born, I was taken from my mother right away.
Hmm.
And so,
Hmm.
like, literally being born and like with stuff. And so, like, I am literally going to be creating a new reference point for my birthright of being able to hold wealth and abundance and prosperity and not being suspicious about things like opportunities or whatever, right? Whatever might be given, not being suspicious about it, but um, being open and then allowing the physical body to communicate with me so that I have discernment to make the decision of what you just were talking about.
Heck
Took me a
yeah.
minute, but I did it.
Heck yes. Okay, so I am right there with you. Oh, fine conversation.
I know it is a fun conversation. Okay, well, anything else that you wanted to share here?
I don't have anything else to share necessarily, except for just a question that I would like to pose to you, the listeners. What does it really actually mean to increase your capacity for wealth? What does it mean to you to increase your capacity for wealth? And how does that feel in the physical body?
Oh, I like that because right now it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
But also getting really clear on that, right? Because every single person is going to have a different meaning, like what that actually means to them. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear.
Yeah, and it's all about actually creating a new reference point for what this looks like. What does it,
Mhm.
it's a new reference point for the capacity to hold, the capacity to receive in all ways. Hmm.
Mhm. So good, so good. Okay. All right. Well, we ask you to join us and say yes to soul if this is interesting and you'd like to hold more wealth and have that capacity expand. It's going to be amazing. It is amazing. Probably at the time that this is published, we will have already done the clearing. So it's exciting. It's super exciting. Um, this one in particular is all about the body being able to carry it. So carrying wealth, carrying rest, being able to support, like being open to that, not being suspicious of support as it comes and the ease, so that it's safer to receive. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
really excited. Oh, use code say yes for additional savings. Okay. All right. Until next time. See you then. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
And live your life today.